you are not entitled to success in the real estate industry. I'm going to share with you why that is and how you can succeed in spite of that rule. But first, I want to just let you know that FYI, if you haven't seen it yet, I am hosting my last live training of the year coming up soon. This week, in a couple of days, I am hosting my live training, How to Recession-Proof Your Real Estate Business, and the 3 key systems you need in place to have your best year yet in 2023. If you haven't registered, space is filling up. Definitely go save your seat. This is a totally free virtual training available for all real estate agents. And I have some really sweet bonuses that you're going to get for showing up live to that training, like my last 90-day game plan for my database and real estate business. So definitely check that out. All the details are in the show notes. But let's get to the Monday musing that I have for you. So last week, I flew out my team. My team for Market Authority specifically is a virtual team. There are some incredibly talented gals that help me get all of this content out that you enjoy here on the channel. It is definitely not a one-woman show anymore. There's a lot of different things that we have to do to make sure that you love all of the content that we put out, right? So I flew out my team last week, and we were having this conversation in the car as we were going to dinner about what really sets the agents who succeed apart from those who don't. And I kind of went on a little rant, as I am wont to do. I think a lot about this because I've been a part of the real estate community for so long. I'm going on almost a decade in business. I have a small but mighty team here in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area, and I'm still selling homes consistently. Like, I'm right there in the trenches with you. And I have seen so many real estate agents come and go in that time. And overwhelmingly, if I look to what it is that helps those succeed and others not succeed, it almost comes down to a sense of entitlement. Here's what I mean. You are not entitled to success in real estate. Like, you have to earn every single bit of what you expect to see out of this industry. And that was a really challenging lesson for me to learn as a newer agent. And sometimes I'm still learning it, even as a seasoned agent, top producer, awards, all the different stuff. And I think that what happens is real estate agents, when they get into this business, and if you've been around for a while, tell me if you think this is true. They get into this business because a friend says, oh man, you'd be so great at real estate. You have so many skills. Just go get your license. It's really easy, and then I'll show you the ropes. Or it's something that they've always wanted to do. They just always thought it would be fun and kind of cool, and it was a path to creating their own business. And so they went out, they get their license, and they join a brokerage who says, yes, join us. We'll help you get started. We'll give you all the resources you need, and you'll be on your way to success in no time. And it always turns out to be a lot harder than they expected, and any kind of results that they want to see takes way longer to generate than they were told to expect, right? I've even had conversations with agents who, in the first scenario, were kind of invited down this path by someone who is already a successful real estate agent who promised them a lot of support and help, only to find that that agent was already too busy and didn't have the time or resources necessary to really give them a path to getting started. It happens time and time again, and it can be really challenging. And if that's happened to you, you're definitely not alone. You might be sitting there thinking, like, why did I even do this? Why did I even get into the industry? This is so much harder than I ever expected. All I wanted was to be able to sell houses and enjoy a little freedom and flexibility while I'm at it. And as we find out, it's just never, ever that simple. You never keep as much of the money as you're hoping you will. You never have as many closings as you think you should. You might have that sure thing client who's like ready to rock and roll, and then life happens and they have to take a step back and you're starting from square one, right? There's a lot of ways that you can find setbacks to say nothing of the rejection in the sales aspect, right? And I really empathize with the agents who feel the pain and feel those challenges, because I have been there and I still feel that from time to time. I still feel that friction. But at the end of the day, there comes a moment when you have to decide, you know what? Success is what you make it. I am not going to rely on anybody else giving me any handouts or making things easy for me. I am going to create my own path. Not that you expected handouts getting into this industry, but I think that we all expected a little bit more than just, okay, you have your license, go sell houses now. Hope it goes well, right? I think we all expected a little bit more than that. And there are some agents who come to terms with the fact that they're going to have to do it on their own, and it's up to them to create success. And there are other agents who bounce around from brokerage to brokerage, team to team, trying to find like the magic bullet for what they need. They're trying to find somebody else to almost not necessarily do it for them, but just say this is what you should be doing, instead of trying to figure it out on their own. And this does not necessarily mean, I don't think, that they're afraid of hard work. Certainly some people are, but I don't think you try to begin building your own business with a fear of hard work. I just don't think that that's as common. I think that it comes down to a lack of resourcefulness of whether or not you're going to identify a path that can work for you, and then the sense of discipline to stick to that path long enough to really see results. And it's the agents who accept that, who throw away a sense of entitlement and instead pull up their boots and get into the trenches ready to work. And they stick to that process as long as it takes to hit their goals. Those are the 10% of agents who stay and remain in the industry after their first couple of years. The other 90% of agents see their way out. We've all heard that stat, right? That something like 90%, 87, 90% of agents fail in their first 3 to 5 years in the industry. I think it might even be higher than that if we're really looking at the numbers of actively licensed licensees who are selling homes. It's a challenging industry, and I genuinely think it comes down to the rule of accepting and understanding that you are not entitled to success just because you get your license. And it's hard and it's a little bit of tough love, but I think that there's always a little room for a little tough love, especially if we're feeling stuck. Because when we're feeling stuck and we don't know what way to go, it almost doesn't even matter. You just have to take action. And if we can get over that hump of the pain of losing that sense of entitlement, and instead embrace that it's going to be a lot of hard work and it's going to take a lot longer than we initially thought, that is the sooner we can begin taking action in our business and building momentum. And so I might ask you today, what have you been doing to take action in your business and take responsibility for your own success? Are you struggling with a victim mindset, which been there? I know all about that. I have been a victim plenty of times. I have been personally victimized by this real estate industry. But when that happens to you, do you find that you stay in that space for a long time and you have trouble getting out of it? What do you need to kick yourself into gear? Maybe it's a live workshop that I have coming up here in the next couple of days. Maybe it is a change. Maybe it is a mindset shift. Maybe it is a new strategy. But it's up to you to decide what that action needs to be and to commit to following through on that action. Everything you want is on the other side of taking action, but you have to start. Like, it always is going to start with you. And as much as we want someone else to come in here and to take the hard steps for us, that's never going to happen as long as you have decided that this is the path that you want to be on. And so those are just some thoughts that I had for today. And that's also why I am so committed to coaching and mentoring agents in this industry, because I didn't have it. And I wasted $100,000 or more in my earlier years trying to get my business off the ground. I wasted so much time trying a bunch of different approaches and struggling through mistakes that could easily have been avoided if I had a better path. You'll know if you are part of the Market Authority Academy or the Insiders Club, and if you've been viewing some of the videos on this channel for a while, you'll know that when I coach, I'm not there giving you like accountability, rah, rah, did you make your calls today? Or giving you scripts that are going to feel funny coming out of your mouth. I'm giving you strategy, tactics, and a sense of understanding what you actually need to do each week and how that's going to contribute to your business. Because ultimately, I think that is the only thing standing in the way between you and reaching your goals. So with that, just a few thoughts I wanted to share today. The big question is, what are you doing this week to take action? If you need a little help, join me on my live training. It is this Wednesday, September 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It is virtual. It's available to all real estate agents. We're going to be talking about how to recession-proof your real estate business and really what are the 3 key systems you need to succeed in 2023. This is the time that you need to be doing this work because remember, whatever you do today is going to pay you 90 days from now. We are beginning a new quarter. We are just about to enter the last quarter of the year. That's not to say that this year is done and you're not going to have any more closings at the end of the year. In fact, I have some tricks up my sleeve that can almost ensure you will. But going into the new year, you don't want to be starting your business planning and developing a strategy on January 1st, because that means you won't get paid until March. Do you have 6 months to wait until your next payday? I didn't think so. So let's start today so that you have traction and momentum starting January 1st. All the details to register are in the show notes. I would love to see you there. And again, like I said, show up live because then you'll get the best live attendance bonuses. You know, I always love to reward the people who show up and take action with something extra special. And if you can't make it, you will get the replay, but you will not get my really cool action-packed bonuses for live. Those are saved for people who show up live. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing week. Whether you hang out with me or not, I'm thinking of you. And I'm always here in your corner, rooting you right along. Till next time, keep on crushing it.